Welcome back to the latest episode of B6 and Beyond, and we have a special episode for you tonight. We have got John, otherwise known as the Tortured Toffee. John, how are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, nice to meet you both, lads. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, all good, pal. Thank you, John. Corey, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Nice to meet you as well, mate.
Thank you.
So,
Nice one, Corey, mate.
purpose of this episode is really to give Villa fans what to expect of Everton when we come up against them very shortly. So before I do get into it though, we do obviously have an ongoing giveaway. For every 500 subscribers we get, we will be giving away either match tickets or a match shirt of your choice. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, you'll be automatically entered into the giveaway. We have a goal for the video of 20 likes on the video, so make sure to tap that like button. All engagement is really appreciated. So let's kick it off. First question, and I think this is the one that a lot of Villa fans will probably be thinking and wondering what the answer is. How happy are you with the signing of Jack Grealish?
I don't know if there's a word to describe how happy I am with Jack Grealish. When we first signed him, there is that little tiny bit of doubt, isn't he? Can he recapture that form he had? Because the last 2 years he didn't play a lot of games at City, and when he did, it was only a few minutes here and there. So there was that slight doubt, but I'd say I was more confident we were going to get a good Jack Grealish than a bad one. And so far, so good. 4 assists in 2 starts. You cannot argue with that at all, can you?
You kind of took the words out of my mouth. His contribution for you so far has been really impressive, and I've got to be honest with you, we were linked with a potential move to Jack Grealish again in the summer, and I'll be honest, I was one of the Villa fans that was probably against it because of a lot of things have happened. There's probably
I can understand that.
Yeah, there's some bridges that have been burnt, but as soon as that transfer went through, I thought this is the perfect move for him because Everton are a proper football club, and I just thought that everything made sense for Jack Grealish.
I just think from my perspective as well, obviously him coming into Everton, he's coming to Everton at the same time as almost where he was when he was at Villa. You sort of been going for a bit of a rut, but now with Moyes back, you're on that sort of up again. And that's the sort of player you need who, if he's performing, it's the perfect combination.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He is. That's what I was going to say. He's got the perfect manager in David Moyes who's going to trust him and allow him to be the player he wants to be, rather than a Pep Guardiola who will give him specific instructions and he can't go away from them instructions or he's going to get pulled off the pitch. With David Moyes, you'll be a bit more lenient with that. And you'll feel a bit more loved, I think, at Everton. Not only from the manager, but from the fans too. The fans are going to absolutely love Jack Grealish.
100%. I do feel the Everton faithful have a lot of similarity to Villa fans, to be honest with you. I feel as a football club, we are both quite comparable, I would say.
I'd say so, yeah.
Fancy it. Yeah, that's great to hear. So, on that point, John, do you feel like you've had a successful window overall?
I do, yeah. We got Alcaraz back, who we had on loan last season. We actually signed him, and I think he's going to be good in the future. And then you've got the likes of Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, who's a phenomenal player, I think. For the money we paid for him, which was like 25 million, I think it's an absolute bargain, to be honest with you. And then we got Barry, we got a striker, Tieno Barry, and it's hit and miss so far with him. I don't know if he's going to be any good yet, we'll have to see, but obviously the marquee signing was Jack Grealish.
I've been really impressed with the window so far. I was very impressed with the window from Everton, to be honest with you. I think to get out the players that you did, say you upgraded Decore and like Jack Harrison with Grealish and Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. That's a massive upgrade instantly. Even if you put Kieran Dewsbury-Hall into a centre midfield role next to Idrissa Gueye, who for me is one of the most underrated players in the Premier League.
Oh, I love Idrissa Gueye. Absolutely love him.
He was good at us, and to be honest, we had him at a young age in a really, really shocking Aston Villa team. I was going to use a different word there, but I thought, you know what, there might be kids watching, so we'll tone it down. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the window. If you could have signed any other players, where would it have been? Because from what I can read from certain Toffee fans, they feel that you're a bit weak still in the fullback area. Is that safe to say?
I'd say a right back would have been ideal, because we've got Seamus Coleman, who is a right back, but he's injured a lot lately, and he is getting on in age. But he's been a fantastic servant, don't get me wrong, but you can't rely on Seamus Coleman, which means we've been playing Jake O'Brien as a right back, who's actually a centre half. He's done well, but ideally you want a right back there. So yeah, I would have tried to sign a right back, yeah.
Do you know who the one I was very, very surprised that Everton didn't go in for? Kyle Walker-Peters, who went to West Ham. I thought that was inevitable.
Well, there was rumours they were looking at him, but I don't know what happened there, whether he just didn't want to come or they didn't make him an offer. I don't know what happened, but he was linked.
Yeah, I saw the links to Kyle Walker as well. That went down an absolute bomb.
No, I don't think any Everton fan would have welcomed that one. Like.
So overall, I presume you're very happy with the starts of the season?
Yeah, I mean, first game, we played Leeds, didn't we? And we were awful, to be honest with you. Leeds deserved to win the game, although they couldn't score a goal to win the game and had to get a dodgy penalty to do it. So, yeah, I was still a bit... I was angry that we lost the game, even though we were shocking and deserved to, if that makes sense.
I did think you come into it a bit more in the second half. I thought the first half you were terrible, but
yeah.
you could kind of see in the second and third game that you had integrated more players. Jack Grealish coming to the side, and you just looked a complete different beast. And how have you found settling into the new stadium?
Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic stadium, but I'm a nostalgia type of guy, you know what I mean? And I really miss Goodison Park. And I think this new ground, although there'll be people of the older generation who'll love it, it's more for the youth coming up, isn't it? It's more for the younger Everton fan. I mean, to me, it's just too new. It's lovely, it's fantastic, it looks brilliant, but it's not what a football ground should be to me. I mean, that football ground we can see in the background right now, Villa Park, that's a proper football ground to me.
Basically, what I was saying there was, obviously, you talk about the nostalgic stadiums. Ellen Road, I feel like that's what gave Leeds that almost edge in that game. Obviously, it was a dodgy game as well, I do agree with you there. But it gave them that edge, and like you say, I think that's what Goodison gave you when you were going through all the hard times and the games you needed to win. Goodison Park was always that sort of that secret weapon that you had to get over the line. I remember when you beat was it Chelsea a couple seasons ago in that relegation battle. Was it 2-0 you beat Chelsea?
It may well have been, yeah. We beat Chelsea a lot at home, to be honest with you.
And that's the thing. I think that's the thing. Like you say, Goodison Park in those moments is exactly what you need. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like you say, it's a beautiful stadium, and Everton fans are passionate fans. They'll make a noise no matter where they are. But
yeah, I agree, but it just doesn't feel the same. Yeah, and it's not going to. It's brand new, and I know that it takes time to settle in, but people from the outside might look at Goodison Park and think, why would you miss that? But it's such a fantastic ground. It really is. I know it's old. It's old. It has obstructive views. It's got wooden seats in places, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I really wouldn't. And if you give me the choice of Goodison or the new stadium, I'd always choose Goodison over it.
I always compare it to, the season under Frank Lampard. You looked literally dead and buried, and it was like you had that tribal mentality, the Toffees, and with that Frank Lampard side. I thought he was dead and buried, but literally the atmosphere at Goodison throughout the back end of that campaign literally drove you over the line for survival.
It really did, and the fans done absolutely everything they could towards the end of that season to try and pull them out of it. I mean, we were going to the away teams' hotels in the middle of the night and setting rockets off to try and disturb them and wake them up. They were doing coach greetings, setting flares off, trying to get the players up for the game. And in the end, thankfully, it seemed to work. But it's not just the fans who saved them. It's people like Jordan Pickford, because without Jordan Pickford, we'd be in the Championship right now. I'm telling you, we'd be there right now.
Keeper, isn't he, Jordan Pickford?
Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic, and it really annoys me the disrespect he gets all around the country. He's England's #1 goalkeeper. He's never set a foot wrong for them. He's dragged them through games by saving penalties and penalty shootouts in games they might not have deserved to win. And he's done the same for Everton, and he's still massively disrespected for me.
I don't disagree. To be honest with you, I've got Everton as dark horses for pushing Europe this season. I think they'll finish towards the top 10. for me, I've always said Everton. Conceding isn't your issue. Defensively, you're very, very good.
Yeah.
Tarkovsky, Branthwaite, and Pickford as a middle trio is fantastic. It's up there with some of the better in the Premier League, should we say? But obviously, last season you weren't very good going forward, and I think you've strengthened in that area now. And the key for me is if Barry can get firing, if he becomes the player that you're hoping he will be, and from what we've seen in spells in La Liga, for Villarreal. I think you're going to have a really good season this year.
I just think Barry's one of them players. He's going to take a good few months to adapt to this league. He won't have played in anything like this before, and I think it has been a little bit of a shock to him so far, which is why you've seen him in and out and not starting every game, because I think Moyes knows that. And the rumours I'm hearing coming out of training is he's pretty much the same there. He's very green.
Right, that makes sense. So, what are you expecting from this Villa game?
Do you know what? The Evertonian in me says Villa haven't scored the goal this season, have they?
No.
Haven't won a game. So the Evertonian in me, because it's just what I've been used to lately says 1-0 Villa, because that's just what Everton do. But I'm hoping they can prove me wrong with the start they've had and begin to change that mentality, because I always just think the worst, and it's just ingrained in me to think that way lately.
In all fairness, you have had a good few years of, should we say, pain. I do think that's slowly starting to get behind you, and you are starting to move forward as a football club.
Could I ask you two both a question?
Sure, carry on.
Onana, what do you think? Because before you say anything, I'll say this. When we sold him to Aston Villa, I done a video and I said, I wish him all the luck in the world, but for 50 million, you have to bite anyone's hand off who comes in with that for Onana, because he's not as good as what he's being built up to be. That was my opinion of him. He's being built up to be this like superstar, like up and coming player. I never seen it. I seen it maybe twice in all the time he was at Everton. He played okay, and I just thought 50 million was like. No, he has that. That's what's frustrating about him. He's built like an athlete. So to me, he should be like box to box. He should be box to box, running all game, tackling, scoring goals, and he does none of them things for me. It's just, he's very hit and miss. And I just wanted to know your opinion of him, because I want to know whether I was right or wrong.
He's box to box.
Yeah, he's a box to box midfielder, and I just feel like he should be getting a lot more out. Well, he should be a box to box midfielder. He's built like an athlete. You should be getting a lot more out of him, I think, than you do get.
Yeah, I think with Onana, I'll give my piece, and then before you say yours, we'll probably cover it off here. But I personally think he's been quite disappointing. We've seen in spells where he's had a game against Bournemouth last season where he looked like prime Yaya Toure. He was ridiculous. He absolutely controlled the game. Start of last season, he was really dominant as well against West Ham, and he looked a genuinely decent signing. I don't think the injuries have helped him, because he just can't seem to stay fit. If I'm going to be honest with you, if someone come in with a big bid now, I would let him go. That's my opinion. Yeah. Corey, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I think you've probably hit the nail on the head there. But there's two games that spring to mind where he had used all his attributes, and that was Newcastle at home last year where he scored, and the Bournemouth game, which Ben's mentioned, where, as I say, he was taking people on, he was winning the ball back, everything you wanted from not just a midfielder, but a £50 million midfielder, it was all there. But other than that, I mean, when he scored that goal at West Ham on the opening day, I'm thinking, right, every corner now he's going to win. He doesn't seem to win headers either, which is a big worry for someone who's 6'5" or however tall he is. And I do like him, and obviously he is still young. The issue is, I agree with Ben, if Saudi came in, which they have been sniffing around, if Saudi come in and say, we'll give you 60, 70, it's a quick profit and you move him on because there's players out there. I do think maybe in 2-3 years' time he could be something, but...
I know he's 30 years of age, but for me, I'd play John McGinn before I'd play Onana. I really would.
Most Villa fans would as well, mate, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
I love John McGinn. I think he's a fantastic player.
He's very limited, McGinn, to be honest with you. He's
full of passion, though, isn't he? He's full of passion and energy, isn't he?
Yeah. He lacks a bit of quality at times, but he makes up for it.
But you know what you're getting out of him. You're getting 100% out of him every game, aren't you?
He's a big moments player, isn't he, McGinn? In the moments where we've needed him, he turns up with, like you say, the passion and stuff, PSG, the playoff final, that sort of thing. But like I say, when you're playing against... in the games where you just need a bit of quality, that's where obviously he does lack. But again, that's where we should have our £50 million midfielder turning up. But
Yeah.
So, on that note, what is your likely starting 11 against Villa? Have you got any injury concerns?
Well, Michalenko, I know he came back for one game in the league and he went away with Ukraine. He got sent back because of an injury, so I don't think Michalenko will be playing at left back, which is a worry because our other left back is also injured, so we could see James Garner play at left back. So that would be my big concern, yeah. And also we haven't got a right back, so.
So like Pickford probably in goal. With that,
I'd say Pickford. What's that? Sorry.
Is Branthwaite back? Is he still injured?
No, he's not back yet. He's not back. I think he's still out for a couple of weeks. So we'll have Pickford in goal, Jake O'Brien right back, Tarkowski and Michael Keane centre half, and I imagine James Garner left back. I think midfield picks itself really. Idrissa Gueye plays like I think in Europe last season he was top of the tackling chart. So and at the age he is, he's still performing like he's about 28. So I'm so happy he signed a new contract. Then we've got Dewsbury Hall, he's going to start, Iliman Ndiaye, Jack Grealish, and I imagine maybe Tim Irabunum might play with Garner having to drop back into the left back position. He might play Irabunum, who would think looks like a player, to be honest with you.
Would that be better up top, do you reckon?
I think it'd be better, yeah. Especially with your centre halves are quite aggressive, aren't they? Aggressive centre half, so I don't think Thierry Barry would really fit in that.
Well, it will be. They are aggressive if Pau Torres isn't playing. If Pau Torres isn't playing, he's soft as shit. So.
I think your main concern is our new striker, Matty Cash, seems to be scoring goals for fun for Poland. So hopefully he can regret not
he'll come back to Villa and do absolutely naffle.
Yeah.
So.
Does like a goal against Everton though. I was there for his first ever goal.
Oh really? Yeah.
Irabunum's done for you.
He started really well. You know, when he first came, he was involved in that deal where we took him and you took Dobbin. And he started really well, and then he got a bad injury, and he was out for months, and he's just never seemed to recapture that form what he had when he first came. I mean, we played Bournemouth at home. You'll probably remember the game. We were 2-0 up in the 87th minute. We lost the game 3-2. He was man of the match. He was fantastic. He ran the show, and there was even a Bournemouth fan I was seeing do a video in the summer, and he said like if he can recapture that form, he'll be his one to watch, like a youngster up and coming, because he was phenomenal in the game, and he has shown glimpses of it here and there, but yet he just hasn't recaptured it yet, which hopefully he will.
I think
still a young boy, isn't it?
Yeah. What did he ever actually get many minutes at Villa?
He got a few towards the end, didn't he? And under Gerrard and Emery gave him a couple of minutes. And to be fair, I think he was probably one of them where Villa fans would have said we didn't really want him to go. He wasn't one where we were thinking he's going to be the next best thing, but you could see sort of something there where if he went on loan to yourselves, for example, we wouldn't have minded that. And ultimately, he obviously left and the injury came about. But he was a decent player when he played for us. He looked sharp. I think a lot of the younger players do, though, when they get their minutes, they always come on and sort of look the business because they want to, they need to, that sort of thing. But
let's be honest, he was a sacrificial lamb for PSR.
He was. But I'll be honest with you, he got the flick on for the Tarkowski goal against Liverpool, so I'll always love him just for that.
That's the volley, was it? The equaliser.
Yeah, he flicked that on, didn't he?
we we were at a mate's house for that. It was university social football, and I got the notification before because we were watching it on Sky
All right.
Sports. Any TV people are watching. Got the notification. My mate's just there in the corner. This is a joke. This, that, and the other. I looked at him. Honestly, all of us jumped up celebrating, even as like neutrals, just because of that goal. It was an unreal moment.
Oh.
Hasn't it?
Crazy.
But on that note, I think we've covered everything we need to. John, thank you very much for coming on. Can you just let everyone know where to find you?
On TikTok, it's Tortured Toffee on TikTok. Same name on YouTube, which I need to get back into because I've been neglecting it. But yeah, do you not want them teams? No.
We'll do that after.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So on that, yeah, no problem, mate. So make sure to go and give John's page a follow on TikTok. I've seen a lot of his stuff. I like to say, I'm one of these people that likes to see other teams' content, and John really is decent at what he does. So on that
a lot of my content is I do bait Liverpool fans a lot, so.
And we all love to see a raging Liverpool fan, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I've got to, haven't I? Because I can't compare with the trophies, so I have to get them somehow, don't I?
Have you got a score prediction for the game?
That's a good one.
Although I said it wouldn't surprise me if Villa won 1-0, I am going to stay positive for a score prediction. I'll say 2-1 Everton. I'll give Villa the first goal this season.
At least we get a goal. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
That's something to look forward to.
Are you going? He's going?
No, because I think we're going to Feyenoord now. That's the plan. So,
all right, okay.
Put the pennies into there. I know me and you spoke about it offline. I was going to look at getting a ticket in the Everton end, but sadly, I think the money's going to go into that because that's going to cost a few bob anyway.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Right, thank you everyone for watching, and John, again, thank you for coming on.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Last one from us. Up the Villa.
Up the Softies.